we keep saying it, that things can't get any worse, and they do. I think the biggest tragedy about Saturday was that it was no surprise that Blackburn Rovers won.
Yeah, I mean, I did predict the home defeat. I mean, how bold of me! How bold of me! But you know, I didn't think Newcastle would win. But you never want to bet against your own team getting beat. That's for sure. But I think second half. I mean, let's try and be positive. Second half, they did improve, and they could have got a point.
They wouldn't have deserved it, Lee. I've got to say that.
Maybe they wouldn't be, on the basis that the first half was so bad. But that said, a point would have been absolutely brilliant because it would have stopped the rot and it would have just gave them something to build on going into this game against Everton. I mean, to be fair, I think we've got to, as much as people might not like it, we've got to try and be as supportive as we can to Big Joe. He's come in to do a job, and it's miles apart from Kevin Keegan, isn't it? It's a completely different ball game altogether. But whether you can bring in this sort of crazy gang spirit or siege mentality, whatever you want to call it, and galvanise them and just get the banter going again, and get people having a bit of laugh and joke, because let's be honest, the last few times we've been down the training ground, people have been down in the dumps. Yeah,
I think you're right. I mean, all the jokes have been cracked, Morecambe and Wise and all that, but I think now, people have just got to get behind Joe Kinnear. I mean, he's not here, he knows he's only here on a temporary basis. I mean, we've said tonight that he's come in the Chronicle tonight. We've said that he's come in. The players have got a day off, and I mean, I'm sure the morning papers will try and make fun of that. But he's come in and he's given the players a day off, so he'll talk to their training staff and the coaching staff, and when the players come in on Tuesday morning, he'll know exactly where he stands. And of course, Newcastle playing on Sunday this week, so the training was always going to be a bit different. But see, I see in the Chronicle, Michael Lawrence said quite a few, revealing, if depressing things.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Lawrence straight after the game gave his gut reaction, and he did say that the confidence was at rock bottom, which we already knew. But Newcastle players have come out for the first time via Michael Owen and said that they're lower than a snake's belly at the minute. And
that's one of ours. I think he's been listening. I think he's been watching this lately. I think.
But Joe Kinnear is the sort of guy who can come in and lift it. And I know a lot of people. I mean, hey, there was young kids from the academy that never even heard of Joe Kinnear.
Had you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm 31, so I remember what he did at Wimbledon the first time. When he got them to 6th place in the Premier League. I mean, a lot of.
I can remember him as a player.
Well, I can't remember him as a player, mind.
What so he was.
Yeah.
In fact, what we do with him on Saturday?
Well, get him in the team, yeah. But obviously there's big questions, isn't there? The question is, has he been out of the game too long?
Yeah. Had Kevin Keegan?
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, is he out of touch with the younger players who don't even know who he is? How can you have the?
Am I?
Well, from a younger player's point of view, can they have respect for a guy that they've never even heard of? I don't know if they can, but I'd like to be proved wrong.
Yeah, well, I think it's time for everybody. I thought the fans on Saturday. I mean, at one point Newcastle got to throw in. The whole crowd started cheering.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much goodwill towards the team, from the terraces, and it just breaks your heart to see what's happened to this football club. I mean, all the reports over the weekend were that Mike Ashley's will be gone in a few days, and the latest thing is that people from South Africa are going to take over. I mean, we've had them all. We've had the Indians, had the Chinese, Nigerians, and what gets me is that they all say this is a serious bid. I mean, why shouldn't it be? But I mean, I just don't know how long we can go on. I mean, we apologised on this video earlier in the season for being so low in the snake's belly, dare I say. And things have got worse since then. But Joe Kinnear's in. He's got a full week. It's a vital game, on Sunday, because the international break comes after it. So I just think everybody should get behind Joe Kinnear and give them all the support they can.
Yeah, I mean, Evans it's always a hard place to go anyway. I haven't seen Newcastle win there too many times recently, but that said,
2001,
a long time ago.
Kieran Dyer.
you've got to look at it and think, well, is he going to do what he did at Wimbledon, where he used to go to a place like Everton and Arsenal, Man United, just go there and win, because he'd get this sort of motivation going.
Yeah.
And I think we were looking at that piece by Stuart Robson from the Sunday papers, where he was saying on a match day, basically a match day was his only sort of day where he put all the input in,
right.
Got the dressing room motivated and got everyone going. And during the week he just left the coaching to
funny,
people.
that's what Brian Clough always did, and he used to disappear for the full week, and he didn't do so bad. But as I say, there's been a bit doom and gloom. I think the worrying thing is that Newcastle could be dragged into a relegation fight, and then you start looking at teams who you would think, well, these are worse than Newcastle, but and you look at Hull City and teams like that, and you think, well, Hull City and what we've seen have got a better team in Newcastle. I mean, going to Arsenal and win. But it's still doom and gloom. But I think now is the time for everybody to pull together.